want what they want, and then it's too late. When I took the step, was I moved by lust? Was I moved by faith? The truth has a way of finding the light, or changing in time. Did I fall in love? Did I make it up inside my mind?
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Tranquility Gaming's broadcast here of our Transcendence tier feature match. I am Mr. Yeti, joined tonight by the man who appears to be in the center of the biggest party this side of his home, is Dextron. How's it going, Dex?
Man, it's good, but I'm coming to you live from your local laser tag arena at the moment. As you can see, blacklight all around me right now. Pulled out my best shirt to make sure you can at least see that. But hey, we have a great matchup here tonight. Just Better Inc. versus Reckless Delta here, Yeti.
It should be a great one. Just Better Inc. coming in at 4-2, a very solid start this Tranquility season for that team. They've had a couple of tough matchups in this season so far, but again, sitting at 4-2 in a prime position as we move through stage 2 towards the playoffs. Meanwhile, we have Reckless Delta, who is 3-3, but their 3 losses are against arguably 3 of the top maybe 4 teams in Trank right now in the Transcendence tier. So Reckless Delta with losses to Amnesia, Guangzhou, and Fleet Angels. You know, tough teams to play against. They come into this one 3-3, looking to make a statement here against Just Better Inc. It should be a big matchup here, and there's definitely some very strong players on both these teams.
Yeah, there definitely is. And like you said, this is probably a big game here for Reckless Delta. 3-3, but their 3 losses coming against potentially 3 of the best teams in the Transcendence tier here. So this is going to be a good kind of bounce back game for them, as I believe they did end up losing last week. I don't remember if that was the case, but they did. Yeah, they did end up losing last week. So this is, they're looking to bounce back here against Just Better Inc. But Just Better Inc. 4-2 on the season. Nothing to scoff at there. They have a very good team, in my opinion.
Actually, a correction on that. Reckless Delta did not lose last week. They won last week. Pardon me, I do apologize for that. But that being said, a very good matchup here coming up with both these teams. Both teams are actually ready. So we're going to go ahead and kick it over to Lijiang Tower right now, as that is actually the favorite map of Just Better Inc., but it is also our map 1 here today, and I believe both teams are ready, so we'll be getting in there in just a minute. But Just Better Inc., fantastic looking team. The player that they called out when Dex did some research on this was a player by the name of Stingray, one of their flex players, but then also going over to the Reckless Delta side, they had a lot of very positive things to say about their Tracer player. That's Freddie Benson. So Dex, any thoughts coming in this? Expecting to see a lot of Tracers. Both these teams seem to really favor that kind of composition.
Yeah, both teams really seem to favor that kind of composition. Hell, we were even told straight up by Reckless Delta that they love to run a Tracer Somber comp. However, you know, coming into Lijiang here, I don't necessarily think that that is the best comp for them to run, especially on Control Center, our first point here of the night. Normally you're going to see the brawls come out here, and maybe even a Symmetra stick out. We saw that last night in the matchup as well, where the Symmetra was key on this point here. But again, you're going to probably see Symmetras come out, just get that TP in, and then probably a swap off if they're not going to stick with it. And you immediately see from the side of Reckless Delta, I die there, going straight to the Symmetra here. But Just Better Inc., maybe you're right. Maybe they are going to bring out the Tracer here.
You know, they highlighted how much they really wanted to play that ball composition here in this matchup. That was one thing they brought up quite a bit in the interview that you, or in the questions that you conducted with them before we got started here. So I kind of expected to see quite a bit of ball composition from Just Better, but it looks like Reckless Delta is going to come out with that brawl composition. So 2 very different looks out the door here. As Just Better coming out on the ball composition, with Reckless Delta sitting on the ball composition. So a little bit different than what I expected, given what these teams were saying. I think I'm speaking out of both sides of my mouth, but here we go. Stingray right now on the Reinhardt trying to lead the charge into Reckless Delta. Reckless Delta, however, able to peel back and avoid a bunch of the damage here. They're going to be able to set up some angles with balls swinging through, able to put in a little bit of damage here, but here comes the brawl coming through the server room, pushing in. We see Reckless Delta closing in on all sides, getting a couple targets low, but it's going to be Stingray finding the first kill there onto Astrozerg. Blue putting out a lot of damage right now with that grenade launcher. However, it's going to be Reckless Delta, led by Freddie Benson on the Pharah, who's absolutely getting a ton of damage in there. And if you look right now, that's already a barrage on hand for Freddie Benson, and that's the benefit of the ball comp right there.
Yeah, and even with, you know, you see iDie swapping over here to the Cassie to try to counter out Freddie Benson here on this Pharah. I mean, it was a very, very long team fight right there. Just Better Inc. tried to go down the aggression first. Reckless Delta played around that aggression coming out there from Stingray, and then they oh no, Mushu.
Oh no, Mushu Well, that's an unfortunate. We've all been there as a Wrecking Ball player. You understand how that goes sometimes. But it's going to be Freddie Benson right now. You got to figure as the point person here, trying to make sure that they can get this one. Spectre actually going to get the kill off of Freddie Benson's damage, which is going to free up Freddie Benson to put in the work on that barrage, and that's a 3K through the amplification matrix. Make that 4, and Freddie Benson absolutely carving up Just Better Inc. right now as Reckless Delta is in control.
Yeah, in control right there, and they also got a very good ultimate coming out there from Just Better Inc. as well. Decrypt used their damage matrix there, so there's really going to be nothing for Decrypt or for Just Better Inc. to get started into this next team fight. They're going to try to find the early kill here. You almost see Blue take care of Spectre there, but the minefield's already coming out from Mashu.
Blue is taken very low, able to get out without using the recall. However, we see Minefield entered in by Mushu, not able to connect with any kills, but Astrozerg finding Decrypt there is going to kick it off for Reckless Delta. But here comes Just Better Inc. now turning it around, a couple kills of their own. Point is being pressured right now by Just Better Inc. They're going to finish off the looking to finish off the Farm Mercy right now. It's causing them so much problems, but Mercy play by Potato is absolutely perfect, cutting off those angles from attack right now for Just Better, so they're not able to get that kill. Reckless Delta reinforcements are on their way in. Here's the Wrecking Ball back in the fray. Freddie Benson very low is going to be taken down, but the res is going to come through here by Potato. They pop the ultimate to try to get the res off, but it looks like it might have been they might have been falling a little too fast there, so the res didn't go. Oh, never mind. I spoke too soon. There's the res. And here we go. Here we go. Continuing on, Astros are going to get dropped as well as Stingray pops the ultimate. The ultimates are all coming out right now for Just Better Inc., and that's going to be Just Better Inc. taking the flip and moving it up 20% and counting.
Yeah, Just Better Inc. finally being able to cap point here, desperately needed to that fight, because if they were to lose that fight and not cap the point, Reckless Delta would have already had this in overtime right now. And again, still, it all just comes down to these early picks coming out from Just Better Inc. Yeah, Freddie Benson and Potato were still around there towards the end of that fight, but finding those early picks really gave them the space they needed to kind of just play around.
Stingray finding a nice kill there onto Astrozerg. Going to be tough for Reckless Delta to get back in, down a healer. Nonetheless, they are going to continue to push in. Spectre, however, is going to get dropped. Freddie Benson getting a lot of damage through once more, but down 3v5 right now. They're going to need to put in a lot of work to be able to flip this point on their own, and it looks like we're going to see a soft reset here from Reckless Delta.
Yeah, Reckless Delta, though, going to come back into this next engagement with 3 ultimates of their own. Just Better Inc. going to have the same thing, and you're already seeing Astrozerg pop that Kitsune Rush that gets things started here.
There's Blue looking for a pulse bomb, very hungry, but it's Decrypt from the high ground with that ultimate, but it's going to be Mashu finding the 2K with the boop off the edge there. Mashu with a fantastic play there on Wrecking Ball to take control of this one for Reckless Delta. Both supports out of the equation for Just Better, and all that's left is Blue on the point here. That's going to be Reckless Delta flipping the point, but Just Better did run it up to 82%.
Yeah, Reckless Delta already back in the lead here. Like I said, they did use all the ultimates they had ready to go into that last engagement. The Mashu, though, and Potato almost do have their ultimates ready to go. Idai, though, has been sitting on this high noon now, and I imagine they're going to try to use it here, especially with 95%. This is essentially final fight territory.
Here we go now. Final fight for Just Better Inc. trying to get back into this and take this point. You see the boop come in from Freddie Benson. Not able to find that diva, but here comes the Deadeye right now from Idai. But Idai will die as they get taken down. Most of the damage done by that great minefield there by Mashu. And all the kills right now are going in favor of Reckless Delta, led by Freddie Benson on that Pharah, putting in an insane amount of damage that Just Better Inc. could just not overcome. And that's Reckless Delta taking map 1.
Yeah, Reckless Delta taking map or point 1 there on some that I would have probably called the brawliest of brawl maps here on Lijiang Tower. However, they came out with a ball comp and it worked to great success there. I think it really caught Just Better Inc. off guard there, in my opinion. You really saw them try to go very, very aggressive with it, but just never really worked out for them there.
No, absolutely. It really never seemed to kind of get off the ground, unfortunately, for Just Better. They had that nice point take, and Reckless Delta kind of had a slow plotting get back on that point, but it just felt like Freddie Benson never really got countered, and it kind of as a result, I expect to see more of the same here from Reckless Delta. And in fact, here we go again. But now we see that Tracer Sombra with the Wrecking Ball. We expected to see this from Just Better Inc. So coming out on a composition they're a little bit more confident and comfortable on, you got to figure, and that could work out well for them here.
Yeah, but Masher, though, coming out on this Doomfist. I do like this pick because, again, it kind of fits into how they played last point, but Stingray already getting stuff started here. Masher, they're going to be able to trade at least one out.
Mashu getting the kill onto blue, but Stingray picked off a couple of their own, including the Ana. Ana down right now for Reckless Delta. Looks like Reckless Delta is going to get, I'm sorry, pardon me, Just Better Inc. is going to get that first point take here as Reckless Delta tries to set up here to take this one on a quick retake here. But it's going to be Just Better just kind of setting up. And right now, both teams just kind of playing the setup game here, trying to find out some angles and maybe get some picks.
Yeah, Masher, though, like I said, coming out on the Doomfist, I kind of thought would play into Reckless Delta's playstyle, but so far it has not necessarily worked out for them. But they do get the first couple kills here. They are able to flip the point. Just Better going to have kind of a soft reset here as well, but you do see Blue trying to get Freddie Benson out of the sky. Masher, though, going to try to come in and get rid of them. Actually, they're going to be able to there. That's not what you want to see from Just Better Inc., especially as Reckless Delta continues to find more kills.
Mashu getting the kill onto blue with Freddie Benson following up with the damage here. Oh no, and blue was caught sleeping, but they managed to blink away just in the nick of time, however, as Freddie Benson over the top, causing some problems right now for Just Better as they try to get settled in, and Indigo is going to get taken down as well. Just too much pressure with absolutely no answer right now on Freddie Benson. We see the hack try to come through onto the Mercy, does not get through, as we see the translocator being used now by blue to get away. And again, Freddie Benson is the absolute dominant force on the field with that barrage, taking down Stingray. No wrecking ball now for Just Better. They get the point started moving, but it's just not going to matter. And it just seems like Reckless Delta is very firmly in control right now.
Yeah, and it felt like that the entire first point as well, and it's again really all coming off the back of this pharmacy combo that Reckless Delta is running. Just Better Inc. really has not been able to counter it yet at all, and it's really hurting the rest of their team here. You see Stingray trying to get rid of Astrozerg there, but they're able to stay alive. However, some trades coming out right now on point.
Whoa, tough spot there for Astrozerg, trying to avoid it. They will avoid that minefield there. Great use of the Kiriko mechanics to avoid the damage. Stingray continuing to chase down Astrozerg here as they try to get the Kiriko out of this matchup. But right now, it doesn't seem to be doing the job as Freddie Benson continues to apply an insane amount of pressure. Decrypt's going to put the Nano Boost onto Stingray here to try to get this thing turned around in the favor of Reckless Delta. Stingray trying to get some damage out, but it just didn't seem like that Nano was able to do much. And there goes both healers for Just Better Inc. And it's 95% Dex.
Yeah, like we've been talking about, this entire first map has really been on the back of Freddie Benson and Potato here. Just Better Inc. not being able to counter them has been their downfall here. You saw iDie go over to the Cassie on point 1, but really no one here on point 2 to try to counter them here as well. And I don't think Freddie Benson or Potato have necessarily died yet. Just Better Inc. trying to have a miracle happen here at this point, though.
Indigo gets on, uses the Transcendence just to try to stall for some team help, but it doesn't really matter, and that is Reckless Delta taking map 1 in a pretty dominant fashion, I would say, here on Lijiang Tower. That was Just Better Inc.'s favorite map, and they came out a little bit flat, it seemed like.
Yeah, and in my opinion, I don't think they expected to see what Reckless Delta brought out there on the first point of the ball comp. Like I said, it kind of threw them off guard. They were probably expecting the brawl counter back and forth here. But, I really like seeing ball comps come out from teams because it's, in my opinion, just a disruption comp. You're trying to get people focused on that ball that's rolling through your team, pile driving into the ground around your supports. And that just opens up the space there for everyone else on that team to kind of focus in on whoever that ball is trying to target there.
Absolutely. It was really a struggle trying to take advantage of those kind of any opportunity that Stingray was trying to put through. Because it just felt like Reckless Delta was causing Just Better Inc. to consistently run for their lives. It never felt like they could get any attack going because they were always on the defensive. Which you got to give credit to Reckless Delta for keeping that constant pressure on. That's something that, especially with farmers, it can be really frustrating to deal with for teams. If they don't answer it and they don't answer it efficiently, it can be one of those things that can absolutely just destroy a team's mental for a map. So it's up to Just Better Inc. now to try to rally back, but Reckless Delta, very, very convincing map 1 here in this matchup. But again, both these teams come in here with pretty good records this season. Reckless Delta trying to get off of that kind of 500 level, which is once you start falling below that, your playoff seeding gets a little bit sus, and you really start to be potentially facing some of those scary teams. So this is a really big match here for Reckless Delta. And honestly, coming after that first map, you got to feel really good if you're in their shoes, trying to come up against a good team like Just Better Inc.
Yeah, but remember, Reckless Delta's 3 losses have not been to just 3 random teams. They've been to the 3 best teams, or considerably the 3 best teams here in the Transcendence tier. But we do know our next map, and would you look at that? I feel like this is the first time I've seen Blizz World in a long time.
It is. Joined our Stage 2 map pool here after not being included in Stage 1. So I can't necessarily say I am surprised. Pardon me, I should rephrase. I am a little surprised here, pardon me, because this is actually the map that we were told by Reckless Delta was their favorite map, but that's now been picked by Just Better Inc. Interesting little snafu on this one, if I remember your questions correctly, as I accidentally closed the link, which is very smart of me to do. But I have to say, this is a little bit of a surprise here.
This is a surprise because you are absolutely right. I believe I talked to the team captain for Reckless Delta, and they said that we like Blizzard World here. So Just Better Inc. might have accidentally just played straight into Reckless Delta's hands right here. But, like, the biggest problem with this map is I don't see it enough. I don't necessarily know what the strongest kind of comp is. You immediately see Reckless Delta coming back out with that ball comp here on defense, and looks like Just Better Inc. get a follow suit right there with the ball comp on the attack as well.
I can't necessarily say I'm surprised. I mean, Just Better Inc. has also been running a lot of ball competition this season in general. So this is kind of something we expected coming in from Just Better Inc. This has been a team who really favors that. And honestly, a lot of that is hinging on the very strong tank play that we've seen all season from Stingray. But also it comes down to really great tracer play. A lot of times with the ball composition, you need to have a great tracer to kind of help finish off those ball slam or those ball pile drivers. And IDI has been very strong as well. So, but Just Better Inc. now going to have to come out and try to answer back after a rough map 1. It's going to be Spectre getting in there for Reckless Delta, getting a little bit of scouting done. But here comes the Wrecking Ball almost immediately in, as Stingray is going to head right to point to immediately start applying pressure, as we see both Wrecking Balls touch here on the point. Pile drivers in from both, and it's going to be Stingray heading back away from the team here with that biotic grenade, causing them to flee away here. But it's going to be AstraZerg actually finding first blood onto Decrypt, and going to be already holding back Just Better. They're not going to be able to push in without that healer.
Without that healing or without that Discord orb as well, I imagine they're going to be trying to get that onto Mashu there, just try to get rid of the ball for Reckless Delta here. Because again, we saw that ball on Lijiang Tower be such a problem for them here, and it might just end up being a problem again for Just Better Inc. on Blizzard World as well. But it looks like Stingray trying to do the same thing, get some pressure on and try to get them off this high ground.
We see Stingray now getting into the point, trying to apply some pressure here. Just Better Inc. looking to get in and move towards point here with that little bit of distraction, but Reckless Delta staying strong in their defensive position and is not overcommitting to the Wrecking Ball on point. But a great hack on the Mashu is going to get Just Better Inc. going here. No Wrecking Ball now in play for Reckless Delta. Blue looking for the next hack, trying to go on the Brig, able to get the hack onto the Brigida here as Potato tries to flee away. He's going to manage to be kept alive here, but IDI now with that pulse bomb in hand, going to be hunting grandmas here, and there goes Ano taken down as IDI finishes off AstraZerg. They're going to be swinging in now with that pulse bomb in hand. You got to figure this one is bound to be a present for our favorite Shield Maiden, and here we go with the EMP and a big one right there from Blue. And there's the stick onto Potato, who had not quite yet built up to that rally. But speaking of rally, here comes Indigo with the big giant rectangle. Now that is Brigida, and that is going to be a point take here for Just Better Inc.
Yeah, Just Better Inc. played that perfectly. They really punished Mashu there for being a little bit too aggressive on that ball to get stuff started. A nice hack coming out from Blue really got everything going there. And by the time they all got to point, they all had pretty much their ultimates ready to go. You see Stingray and Decrepit, Decrypt having their ultimates ready to go right now. The only two members that, held on their ultimates or just didn't have them in that team fight. But look at Reckless Delta right now. Gonna come back in this next engagement with 5 ultimates ready to go here. And that EMP could immediately get rid of the minefield from Stingray.
Absolutely. EMP is in play here for Spectre. Going to be a big ultimate watch. Here comes Mashu, though, with the minefield of their own, and it's going to be a good one as it takes Stingray out of the equation early here. So Reckless Delta already with the advantage here. They're going to continue to apply pressure as they swing through here, swinging through the supports here in the Mega Room. We see very low as Indigo as they manage to shield bash out of the room. Again, so much pressure being continued to be applied here from Reckless Delta, not letting up, not relenting at all. right now is Reckless Delta, and that is causing Just Better Inc. to not really be able to get anything going, but a great EMP from Spectre is going to set that up with Astrozerg with the double kill on the Biotic Grenade. That is a great continued pressure here from Reckless Delta.
Yeah, and look at this. Stingray also used their minefields somewhere within that point. I don't think it was in that room where everyone kind of died at for Just Better Inc. I think they used them closer to around where the cart was. But that minefield now gone kind of leaves them with very little attacking opportunities here. iDie does have that pulse bomb ready to go, but you see Potato and Astrozerg both have their ultimates ready here. So potentially something that could cancel them out if they play it correctly here. Stingray sleeping though, but again, Just Better Inc. after having a very good first point cap, kind of struggling since they started their push.
Absolutely. A little bit of a struggle here. Freddie Benson, though, is not struggling at all. That's another pulse bomb and another kill, and Freddie Benson finds another here for Reckless Delta. That's 3 now for Freddie Benson, and that's just a Tracer clinic right now from Freddie Benson, leading Reckless Delta here to yet another point, or yet another fight win.
Yeah, another fight win, especially with Just Better Inc. using both their two ultimates ready, the Pulse Bomb and the Transcendence there from iDie and Decrypt there. But, you know, like I said, they just need to try to find something there. Blue does have this EMP ready to go. Decrypt falls early again there to Spectre, but look at the pressure that Reckless Delta is applying now to Just Better Inc. They're kind of trapping them in their own spawn here, and they need the exact same thing that happened to them on first point. They need to try to get rid of Mashu, because if they get rid of Mashu, that pressure from Reckless Delta is going to immediately fall back.
Yeah, we saw Blue setting up for that EMP, but while they were sitting there setting up for the EMP, it didn't matter. They needed their Sombra, and it didn't really matter. We see EMPs now from both players, and both finding both supports, but it looks like it's going to be Reckless Delta, who actually both teams lost both supports here, so this is still anyone's fight. Mega Pack is taken there, and it's going to be Freddie Benson very low, using the recall, trying to stay into this here, getting in yet another duel here is Freddie Benson, trying to sneak away to the Mega, but they will be kept off by Blue, and Freddie Benson will fall, and that might be the kill needed for Just Better Inc. here to finally get that cart moving forward.
Yeah, it looks like that kill there will actually allow them to get on the cart for the first time in what seems like forever here. And they do have some ultimates to play with right now. Reckless Delta really only has this Pulse Bomb here from Freddie Benson. So they really, you know, have a huge opportunity right now to press that Gobo. And you already see the ultimate coming out here from Stingray to provide them some more space. But Mashu able just to get past it.
These Wrecking Balls are both doing a fantastic job at pestering the opposing team right now. Neither team is really able to get comfortable, but it's going to be Just Better Inc. right now, finally breaking the mold here a little bit and pushing through as we watch Indigo right now trying to protect Decrypt here for Just Better, looking around, trying to find anybody who could harass their Zenyatta right now. But it's going to be iDie getting the push on the card here for Just Better. And it looks like they're finally in position here, but here comes the minefield, another minefield for Mashu, as they will continue to apply pressure, but they're going to eat a hack, be taken very low, but a big EMP now in from Blue is going to put Mashu into the grave, as well as Potato and Spectre, and that is going to be a 0.2 take now for Just Better, who's starting to get it rolling here.
Yeah, and they absolutely need to get it rolling. They're a minute and a half left in their time back there. That EMP coming out from Blue really got rid of the minefields that Mashu put down just as they were trying to hold that contest there at the end. Mashu now swapping over to the Diva. I do like this swap here for this last little push of the map. Spectre also going over to Cassidy as well. So no Sombra left for them either. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Reckless Delta kind of changes up their pace of play here.
Spilled water all over myself, but here we go. iDie gonna get the kill onto Potato. Here comes the Nano Boost onto Mashu here, onto the Diva, but it's gonna be negated completely by that Transcendence here from Decrypt. Mashu now looking for other targets to take down. Spectre identified as the target, however, for Stingray, who takes Spectre out. And again, Stingray helping lead the charge right now for Just Better, but that Biotic Grenade from Astrozerg is gonna send Stingray out of here as well, with Freddie Benson on the hunt here, but without their Wrecking Ball. Pardon me, I got a little messed up there. Again, these teams are both... These fights have been so chaotic, it's almost hard to keep track of.
Yeah, but with them losing Blue there and Stingray to start that fight, you see Just Better Inc. fall back, not to stagger out anymore here. They do have the minefield ready to go here, and Blue's going to probably get their EMP in this fight. Reckless Delta, though, you know, if this fight is prolonged here, they will pretty much have all their ultimates ready to go. The EMP, though, could negate a lot of them. Stingray able to keep themselves alive there, but Decrypt able to find Freddie Benson to get stuff started.
Here goes Freddie Benson now to the graveyard. Here comes the EMP in from Blue. Actually not able to connect with anybody for Reckless Delta. So Blue, unfortunately, a whiff on that EMP for Just Better. They needed that one. Spectre now on the high ground here with that with that Deadeye, and gonna find two there. A third right there with that grenade, and a fourth for Spectre, who is absolutely the phantom for Just Better, finishing them off here. Great work from Spectre, taking them down, and that's going to halt Just Better just before the end here.
Yeah, it was a much better second half for Just Better there compared to their first half, where they really got stuck after they capped that first point there as they were coming through those arches there. But, you know, you have to give them a lot of credit. They got a pretty good amount here on King's Row. Reckless Delta, like I said, going into that last team fight, pretty much had all their ultimates ready to go there. Everyone but I think Astro, Zerg's, and Nano was probably the only one not ready to go there. And they used them all, in my opinion, to perfection. The EMP that came out there from Blue only hit Mashu, and that didn't necessarily matter because they were getting demeched anyway, and they used the bomb. And at the same point, Stingray used their mines to try to keep everyone for Reckless Delta off the cart, but the bomb from Machu completely got rid of them there. So a series of unfortunate events from both sides really ended up mostly benefiting Reckless Delta there, and Freddy or Spectre, like you said, getting that double kill with the high noon and then immediately turning it into 2 more kills, which ended that round there. That is a good way to end their defensive hold there. Probably not as far as they wanted to let Just Better Inc. get, considering how good that first, or how good that hold was after Just Better Inc. captured that first point, right. But they will take it at this point.
You know, in the end, stopping at kind of midway through point C, that is a very, very strong defense right there and a very winnable point. However, if you're Just Better, you got to feel good, especially after how dire things were looking on point B there for a little bit. But Just Better now has a good opportunity here to take a map, but Reckless Delta definitely with the capacity to take this one down. We see Stingray now coming out with a different look here on the Winston, so a different change up here from Just Better, looking to mix it up. But it's going to be Spectre, the first to fall here for Reckless Delta. We see both teams trading off a DPS. Stingray finding the disadvantage there of the Winston. It's a little harder to get vertical if you don't have all your abilities on hand. But that being said, here comes Mashu rolling on through. Stingray on this Winston, trying to apply pressure back here to Reckless Delta. But it's going to be Reckless Delta taking 3 kills here in very quick succession. And that's going to be Just Better going to give up first point here, as Reckless Delta got a great time bank.
Yeah, iDie and Stingray, really the last remaining members for Just Better Inc. You're seeing them try to escape after they're able to take care of Stingray there. And like you said, that should be the first point going over to Reckless Delta here. A lot faster than what Just Better did on their attack. Now, again, a lot of time loss from Just Better Inc.'s attack came right here after they captured the first point. Reckless Delta had a great defensive hold for Arches, but, you know, it's a lot like first point on Lijiang Tower right now. Mashu just rolling in, causing a lot of havoc, pile driving into the ground, and having their DPS come in and clean up the targets on that first point. Worked to great success in Lijiang Tower, worked to great success there again.
And here we go, iDie in there once again, trying to continue to have this Tracer duel with Freddy Benson. But again, Freddy Benson, once again, just coming out on top of these DPS duels. Stingray is going to eat a sleep, then a Biotic Grenade, going to spin out, try to get out of there, and does manage to do so here. See a little bit of Wrecking Ball fighting. We see a hack again, but it's going to be Freddy Benson again with a great Pulse Bomb, taking down Decrypt. That's just another kill here for Freddy Benson on this Tracer, which has been absolutely dominant. Once again, another kill. They get locked into a duel here with Blue on the Ash. They're continuing to apply pressure here with Mashu on this Tracer and Wrecking Ball duo, and it's just absolutely dominant right now for Reckless Delta. That card's continuing to roll. 4 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock next.
Yeah, and honestly, I love how Reckless Delta is playing right now. Mashu, Freddy Benson, and Spectre all going up to just try to harass Just Better Inc., get them focusing on them and not focusing on the card. 5.5 minutes in the time bank right now for Reckless Delta. This might be the most time I've ever really seen on this map, because that's how good Reckless Delta has been on their attack right here. Spectre has this EMP ready to go, and they are definitely looking for a couple targets here. It might be the support line for Just Better Inc.
Yeah, you got to figure that's the target here, waiting for Mashu to get in there, but it's going to be Mashu taken down, so Spectre is probably just going to have to play it slow, but they are going to go ahead and engage anyways on the backs of Freddy Benson blinking in there, but they are going to get the port out right away here, is Spectre. But Spectre has, again, that EMP in hand. That's going to be a big ultimate to watch, and here comes the pile driver in for Mashu. They get a nano boost as well, so here comes the attack, and it comes quickly here for Reckless Delta.
Big shields coming out from both Brigs here as the fights get started. On point minefield coming out here from Stingray, though.
Minefield in from Stingray, going to be a big one here for Spectre is right now with that EMP in hand, but they're going to eat an orb from Decrypt. Pulse Bomb not able to connect, a rare miss here for Freddie Benson so far tonight as they apply pressure now to Stingray, who's trying to get out on this wrecking ball very low. Going to manage to stay up. Blue taking a lot of damage, but they did manage to get the hack on the Match2 and take them down here. And Potato goes down as well. So despite the large time bank so far, Just Better Inc. is starting to rally back a little bit here. And just with now 4 minutes on the clock, Just Better, the mountain is still very high to climb, but it looks a lot more achievable shaving a couple minutes off that clock.
Yeah, getting rid of a minute and a half already is huge, considering they only had a minute and a half to get it to 86.67 meters on their attack right here. But still, Reckless Delta holding on some ultimates right here. That EMP we talked about before the last team fight, still holding on to it. Match2 now has their minefield ready to go. They're going to pop it here. Here comes EMP as well.
And it's a big one there from Blue, but it's going to be Indigo and Decrypt who bite the dust first. It was both EMPs they're actually connecting, and the ones who come out on top are going to be Reckless Delta. And right now, Stingray, the last hope, the last bastion for Just Better Inc., but it's going to be Reckless Delta right now, and a great little boop there for Match2 at the end. Another convincing map win for Reckless Delta, looking very strong and going up 2-0 in this matchup.
Yeah, you can see why they say this is their favorite map right here. And even with, kind of... I wouldn't say it was a bad performance or a bad or good performance on the defensive side. They really showed that on the offensive side, they know how to play Blizzard World there. Absolutely, in my opinion. I say it a lot, but that was a clinic coming out from Reckless Delta there on the offensive push side of Blizz World there. It seemed like they played everything right, but like I said, that ball comp that they've been running on the first point of Lijiang Tower and pretty much the entirety of Blizzard World there, it seems pretty hard to defeat at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. They're completely in control with that ball composition. The fantastic synergy right now between Mashu and Freddie Benson is just showing its ugly head right now for Just Better, and they have to come up with an answer on this. Great main support play, but as well by Potato, helping keep Freddie Benson alive on these attacks that they keep putting in. It's just dominant control right now. With that being said, we are at halftime right now in our matchup as Just Better Inc. will look to rally back here. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Stay tuned. More Transcendence tier action just around the corner.
The truth has a way of changing in time. Did I fall in love? Did I make it up inside my mind?
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back here after halftime. We got Reckless Delta sitting up right now 2-0 against Just Better Inc. in your Transcendence tier feature match this week. Once again, I am Mr. Yeti, joining you here tonight on the play-by-play desk with Dexatron here on the analyst desk. Again, Dex, it's been a pretty dominant matchup right now. Reckless Delta really in control of this. What do you expect to see from Just Better coming back here? How are they going to find a way to answer the Freddie Benson and Mashu duo right now?
I mean, right now, you said it right there. They need to try to stop one of them, but however, when they try to stop one, they really try to focus on stopping one of them, allowing the other to basically have free reign. We saw it there on Lijiang Tower. They tried to focus on Mashu. Freddie Benson absolutely went off. They tried to focus on Freddie Benson on Blizzard World there, and Mashu went off there. It's just trying to figure out how you could stop both of them, or just maybe try to play around them here, but we haven't necessarily seen a lot from them yet. But Just Better Inc. choosing to go to Route 66 here, and this is a big map for them right now. 2-0 in the series, they lose this map. Yeah, we're playing a map for it anyway, but it means they would lose the series. So again, like I said, big map for them right now to try to keep their really impressive record on the season strong.
Yeah, they really need to come back. I mean, this is a big map for them, and for many, many reasons. Not just the fact, obviously, that, if they lose this map, they lose the match. Well, of course. But if you look at the standings right now, Just Better Inc., again, that 4-2 record, going into this stage, they have a pool that, they drop this one, they go into next week's matchup here, and their next week matchup up against Throwing or Bad, and that's going to be two teams who are currently sitting at the bottom of their pool, but this one they have to win. That one they really are going to have to win, otherwise they're at risk of going down really far in the seeds, and the second you do that, you're staring at a first-round playoff matchup against the like of somebody like the Guangzhou Gangsters or the Billings Boomers. You're asking for trouble, and right now, if you're sitting in the shoes of Just Better Inc., you really got to answer back right now. It's going to be tough to come back here, but they have every opportunity to do so. But Reckless Delta right now, we talked about how their record may be a bit of an aberration because of how good their opponents are. I think we might be seeing that manifest here, Dex.
Yeah, and it's something we've brought up a lot throughout the night here for Reckless Delta. 3-3 on the season, you look at them as a 500 team, but you have to remember who they've lost to: Amnesia, Guangzhou Gangster, and the Fleet Angels. Those teams who are considered some of the best teams here in the Transcendence tier at the moment. So their 3 losses are, when you look at it, very impressive losses to have, if you ever want to say the word impressive loss. But still, they've been able to win the 3 other games, which in my opinion are probably games that you would be saying, hey, you should win these games. Right. These other 3 games that you've played, they're up in the air. It depends on how you play that night. Mm-hmm. But you see Just Better Inc. coming out here with the ball comp. Actually, both teams coming out here with the ball comp. However, I'm going to put a lot of focus onto Blue's Sombra here, this map. Right. We saw it really work out for them on that first point of Blizz World. They got rid of Mashu early, and you saw the kills follow from that because Mashu's pressure and just disruption that they caused was out of the picture for them there. And they capped that first point on Blizz World, and it looked very impressive. It seemed like they had finally turned the page there. But as that map went on, they just weren't able to turn any more pages.
No, absolutely not. They were not able to do that here. Freddie Benson and Mashu again on the Tracer and Wrecking Ball. This is the dominant duo that we saw previously on the other maps. And they are right now staging here, and all is quiet on Route 66 for just a moment as Stingray bounces in with a huge pile driver, and Astrozerg is just a victim as they end up getting knocked down off the gas station and just taken down. Freddie Benson going to get taken down here by Indigo as well, and Just Better Inc. coming out of halftime with the absolute flurry, but it's going to be Indigo now taken down. One of the supports dropped right now for Just Better. It's going to be a little slow coming back. Here comes Blue with the hack onto Mashu, sending Mashu running here. Potato also fleeing behind cover as well, and we see the card continue to move here, and Just Better Inc. is in a bit of control, but reinforcements are on their way.
Yeah, Reckless Delta is going to have basically their entire team coming back here. Spectre able to find I-Die out early is not how Just Better Inc. wanted to get this started, but you immediately see Stingray try to get that pile drive onto the high ground to potentially start off this fight like they did last fight.
And not able to really have an impactful attack there is Stingray. And we see the high ground again claimed by Reckless Delta as Stingray is going to again swing up Gonna pop the pile driver, not able to connect with anyone with that one, however. And the high ground continues to be controlled here with a stubborn defense from Reckless Delta. But that being said, Stingray sending all the backline for for Reckless Delta backing, as here comes the EMP now. Gonna send both Astrozerg and Potato fleeing here. Both supports right now in grave danger. The pile driver in. We see both supports managing to stay alive just barely. Pulse Bomb in, not able to connect from iDie, and they're now very low. Are they going to be able to get out? And they will. And it's going to be Freddie Benson, actually, the first to get dropped here by Indigo.
Yeah, and Just Better Inc., in my opinion, this is the first time they've really been very aggressive on this ball comp that we've seen them play here. On Blizzard World, yeah, you could say they were a little bit aggressive, but it came off of the back of making sure that Mashu was not in the picture. This time, we saw Stingray take the aggression, and it worked out very well from there. Finding a couple early picks, you immediately see the minefields coming out from them right there to try to get them some space here after they cap this first point.
Great minefield there. Going to send a lot of Reckless Delta packing off here to try to get a better angle. Here comes the minefield, however, in from Mashu, but it's going to get hacked. Great hack from Blue, getting Spectre out of that Deadeye, maybe waiting just a little too long on that high ground. Stingray going to try to bounce up there and take Spectre down. Spectre now locked in a duel with the Wrecking Ball here. Oh, but a great headshot on the iDie. Going to send iDie packing right now. And it's going to be, again, it looks like Reckless Delta finally getting a little bit of stability here as we head through point 2 here.
Especially with them finding Indigo there. That should be Just Better Inc. falling back right now as not to feed in any more people in this one, but to Crept in a really bad spot right now. Looking like they're actually going to be able to escape with their lives here. Reckless Delta does have some ultimates to play with here. Both their supports and Freddie Benson close to that Pulse Bomb here. Just Better Inc., though, only really has that Transcendence. Blue and iDie can get their ultimates ready as well. The EMPs have been big in the past for both sides and needs to be big again for Just Better Inc. here.
And we see we see Potato get taken very low and will be dropped. We see a Biotic Grenade and a Nano Boost in from Astrozerg, sending Mashu in to right into the Transcendence here from Just Better Inc. Pulse Bomb in, not able to connect with anybody. Indigo very low as the swing through continues for Mashu. They're trying to take Indigo out. Indigo is not giving up the fight, however. It's going to be Mashu taken down. Great tandem support play there from Decrypt and Indigo.
Yeah, great team fight win there for Just Better Inc. And honestly, at the moment right now, they're playing this smart. And as I say that, they're not playing it smart anymore. I thought they needed to have 3 people on this card to try to push it as far as they possibly could.
How about
none? Yeah, they're proving me wrong right there, but probably not in the best of ways. But you immediately see Reckless Delta here swap Spectre over to this Sombra to try to counter Stingray here, and you do see the hack on them. They are antied as well. They're not going to be able to escape.
Stingray just barely getting dropped down here after that one. Both Wrecking Balls did pop their minefields here, but Mashu going to find that kill on a Stingray here, which is going to slow down Just Better Inc. They try to get back, try to get themselves recollected here. So both teams going to kind of settle in right now into this new point of attack. But Just Better Inc. with that EMP in hand here, rallies now from both teams. EMP comes in, and it's a good one, finding Potato here. And Potato going to get taken down. Brigida now out for Reckless Delta. With Potato out of the equation here, Astrozerg, the last support left, going to be focused very hard and taken down by Spectre. Blue also gets booped off, but they forget that they can translocate, it appears. And here we go again, as now Just Better Inc. is getting the favor here. Spectre now dropped as well by Blue. So Just Better getting in control finally and getting that cart very close to point B.
Yeah, and they're finally pushing the car because they did lose probably a decent amount of distance there from just not having anyone on it there for a couple of seconds. Freddie Benson, though, did use that Pulse Bomb in that last fight, not finding anyone. iDie Indigo. Only people ready with an ultimate right now for Just Better Inc. Mashu might be able to come back out and get a minefield, though.
Great Pulse Bomb there, takes Astrozerg out, and Potato was the only one left. EMP still going to be invested here from Spectre despite being down all their supports. And despite it being a pretty good EMP, without any supports, it's still just an easy fight win for Just Better. Maybe a bit of a blunder there from Spectre.
Yeah, this Just Better Inc. team has looked a lot better than the Just Better Incs we saw on the first 2 maps right now, in my opinion, because they're keeping that aggression up. And Reckless Delta, yeah, they've been able to respond pretty well to it, but Just Better Inc., like I said, that aggression really good so far here. Mashu, though, able to find a crypt there with their minefields, followed up finding this other support there for Just Better Inc.
That's been a fantastic Wrecking Ball play all night. Another hack in on a Stingray here, trying to escape. They will just barely get out with their lives. Once again, the Wrecking Ball ball play for both these teams has been kind of a masterclass right now. Both the Wrecking Balls, both very aggressive at times when they need to be, very passive at times when they need to be. They're both playing very smart, and it's definitely a bit of a treat to watch. We're very fortunate to catch this level of talent here in Transcendence here on the Wrecking Ball. That said, now Mashu gets Discord Orb put on, getting fleed back. All the teams setting up here for a next point fight. We're setting up for a team fight, and here we go, Dex, with that nano boost on to AstroZerg. EMP going to come in, only connecting, it looked like, with actually nobody there, unfortunately, for Blue on the Reckless Delta. So another miss on the EMP. Stingray very low, going to be taken so low. Just Better Inc. is also very low in the health pool. Somebody get these people a heal, and they will get dropped here. This is going to be Reckless Delta taking control.
40 seconds left to go, and you already see some swabs coming out here from Just Better Inc. Stingray going over to the Junker Queen. Blue teases with the Reaper there, going to the Cassidy instead, trying to focus in here on someone. Indigo gets hacked, though, here. And right now, Reckless Delta doing the smart thing here, keeping this pressure up on Just Better Inc. And that's a huge anti-nade coming out there from AstroZerg.
A really big one onto both DPS right there, but here comes the EMP, and it's a good one right there for Reckless Delta, as Just Better Inc. has 4 in the midst of that EMP. Stingray now on the Junker Queen, being able to really brawl it up here on this final point. We see Wrecking Ball dive in with the minefield. The heals now going for Stingray, piling on through that health pool with that great axe strike there right on the Mashu. Mashu going to be taken down by that bleed. It's Stingray right now leading the charge for Just Better, and here goes the cart with that overtime wick ticking.
Yeah, overtime has commenced here. Really no ultimates ready for Just Better Inc. Potato does have their ultimate ready. That's pretty much the only one we might see in this engagement. We will see some ultimates get built and probably used here. Just Better Inc. just going to try to hold on to this cart as long as they can as the rally comes out from Potato.
Great rally from Potato, setting this one up. Potato gonna find the kill onto Blue with that massive shield of theirs, but here comes the rampage from Stingray. Not gonna actually connect with anybody, it looks like, there with that one, unfortunately, after the after that EMP. And here we go again, hack onto Decrypt. Decrypt just swinging that flail around, trying to get Just Better here through this last bit. We see a great biotic grenade from AstroZerg, going to result in Decrypt being taken down. AstroZerg getting the nano boost onto Mashu right now as well. Going out on the Diva, trying to put some damage out onto Indigo, who's going to be taken down after that sound barrier. And right now, all the kills are going in the favor of Reckless Delta. We see Blue setting up here with a Deadeye. Hasn't pulled the trigger yet. There's the trigger, and there goes AstroZerg. Both supports now down for Reckless Delta, as Just Better tries to get back into this one. EMP is out, however, from Spectre. Going to take down both DPS for Just Better. The bomb in for Mashu, but it's over. And that's going to be a very good push from Just Better Inc., but Reckless Delta able to hold on just till the very end.
Yeah, and a very nice push coming out there from Just Better Inc. on that last point, 69 meters. Nothing to scoff at right there. You can see how close they are to actually completing the map right there. And I'm actually really impressed by how far they got in that last push there, because it always seemed like Reckless Delta was there to contest, but apparently Just Better Inc. was able to find a couple half meters here and there and just ended up pushing it as far as they did. I'm really surprised by that here, but remember, Just Better Inc. picked this map here, so they feel like this is their map to win, and they desperately need it if they want to keep the series alive here. And you see them coming back out on the ball comp here. Reckless Delta did the exact same thing, but Just Better Inc. on their offensive push was a little bit more aggressive than Reckless Delta. And yeah, you could say, well, because they were attacking, but if Stingray can keep that aggression up here a little bit, it could give Reckless Delta some fits, in my opinion.
It really could, and I think Reckless Delta right now is perhaps maybe a little taken back by just how strong Just Better Inc. was doing on this one after that really great first couple maps here. So Reckless Delta going to have to rally back just a little bit after kind of a rough go here on defense. But to their credit, again, stopping them before the end. So it is still winnable right now for Reckless Delta here on this very push. So they're not going to have to, we're being spared overtime Overwatch in this case. But Reckless Delta now looking to close out the map here, Dex. And they're going to come out on this Wrecking Ball composition.
Yeah, and they're basically coming out the exact same way that Just Better Inc. did, but Blue able to find Spectre early.
Blue with a great kill on the Spectre, going to set things up here for Just Better Inc. We see Mashu going to go ahead and swing up to the high ground here, going to knock the Zenyatta down. A great Great wrecking ball mechanics there from Mashu, setting that one up and knocking down Indigo. And another one coming in here now onto the Cassidy, but they're going to roll out and manage to stay alive here. So great wrecking ball play there from Mashu.
Are we just watching the same, the last round over again? Because that's exactly how the last round started there. An early pick from the defending team, then the attacking team's ball came up there, pile drived on the high ground, got rid of a support here. But Just Better Inc. continue to find some kills here. iDie will get traded out there, but they are able to find Potato.
They did find Potato there, but it's going to be Freddie Benson now taking down iDie. So despite Potato being down, it looks like the aggression will continue here for Reckless Delta with Freddie Benson moving up to the high ground there. Blue looking for a target right now, going after Mashu here, who pile drives in once again with that relentless aggression right now we've seen from both Wrecking Ball players. But it's going to be the high ground back in control, and Just Better going to keep that control after Blue with a nice headshot there. Here comes the Deadeye, trying to find Mashu, not able to get any damage into them here. Potato right now is so isolated out here. They're going to manage to get away briefly, but they're going to be dropped by Blue. Despite the hack on a Stingray, it doesn't matter. Potato is down, and now here comes the attack from Just Better.
And Stingray able to keep themselves alive there as Indigo finds Spectre. Reckless Delta going to keep pushing this cart right now. No reason for them to fall back at the moment, but you do see Freddie Benson trying to get away from this Wrecking Ball.
Great work there from Freddie Benson to try to stay alive. As I say that, of course, here comes Stingray with some fantastic shooting there, taking down Freddie Benson. And again, Mashu right now on this opposing Wrecking Ball. The Wrecking Ball play has been really good. These minefields are going to be very critical for this next fight. We're going to be watching to see how Mashu engages. Got to be looking to mine off that high ground. You have to figure. And there it is.
Rally coming out, EMP coming out.
Great work there.
Spectre.
That was great work there, pardon me, from Spectre, following up on that pile driver in minefield. And that's going to be a great point cap there for Reckless Delta as they will begin the push onto point B with 4 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, and honestly, I thought we were going to see Spectre hold on that EMP and wait for Stingray's mines to come out. However, it was a good duo coming out there from Mashu and Spectre. Get that minefield out on that high ground there, pop the EMP. No one had anything that had any utilities there to get rid of all those mines up there. You immediately saw both supports fall there for Just Better Inc. And now Reckless Delta sticking on this high ground, and oh, what a nice combo coming out there from AstroZerg and Freddie Benson.
That's great work there once again from Freddie Benson, getting another pick there with that Pulse Bomb. Pulse Bomb has basically been an auto kill right now for Freddie Benson tonight. For Reckless Delta, they are very much in control as that cart continues to move forward right now. Oh, but Spectre was hunting Blue, and Blue will pay the price. Great work there from Spectre. Very sneaky little play there.
Unfortunate if you're Blue right there, but Spectre, right place, right time here. And look at Reckless Delta right now. They are stuck on this cart. They've gotten the kills they needed to get. Just Better Inc. has fallen back. And Reckless Delta already close to this second point right now. They have almost 4 ultimates ready to go here. Just Better Inc. really only has the Transcendence.
And the Transcendence, though, could be a big one here. Here it pops in as Indigo gets in there trying to keep their team afloat. AstroZerg in grave danger, but gets the sleep onto Stingray. And the EMP is a very good one from Blue, taking both supports out of the equation. Potato going to be dropped. Nano Boost, however, gets onto Freddie Benson, who is going to pay the price as Indigo is going to finish them off here with some fantastic Zenyatta play. And that is going to be a Just Better fight win. And with 2 minutes on the clock here, the card is in a very tough position to move forward.
And honestly, that's a very impressive Just Better fight win there, because you saw the rally, the nano. I believe Mashu used mines there as well. All those ultimates right there should have won you that fight and that point. But just some incredible plays coming out there from Just Better Inc. Blue did pop their EMP, and the Transcendence was using that last fight, but Just Better Inc. should be able to get some ultimates ready. This fight, however, the action's already getting going.
The action is underway here. Great EMP taking care of Just Better Inc. there. Both supports down, but both supports now down for Reckless Delta too. This fight could still go in either direction, but the direction it seems to be going is in favor once again of Just Better Inc., who is absolutely in control, as Freddie Benson still hunting for a Pulse Bomb target, but it doesn't matter when you don't have a team there.
Yeah, and again, a situation where if I'm Reckless Delta, you would probably rather hold on to that EMP for the mines that Stingray put on point there, but we saw them be very aggressive with their EMPs in the past, and they stayed very aggressive with them here. Use it to start the fight. It didn't go their way there, and the minefields really did cause everyone on Reckless Delta to pretty much fall off the cart and ended up losing the fight because of it.
It was a very, very good play right there for Just Better Inc. And we see the hacking on the Stingray. Stingray forced to flee out of there with that hack from Spectre. We again be watching that Pulse Bomb, another hack on the Mashu here. Both Wrecking Ball's been dealing with a lot of frustration from these Sombras, but it hasn't really seemed to stop their progression here. Pulse Bomb in from iDie, not able to connect with anything. Pulse Bomb from Freddie Benson, equally not gathering anything there, but it's going to be Indigo taking Spectre down, but Blue going to be dropped there as well. The kills being traded out right now with both Sombras out of the equation. Big opportunity right now for Reckless Delta to push here, but there's a last fight to try to take this point with only 15 seconds on the clock. You see Transcendence in from Indigo as they try to stabilize out Just Better Inc. Potato very low, gonna get finished off here by Decrypt. So pile driver in, Astrozerg with the biotic grenade onto Stingray. EMP used by Blue, not really able to connect with much. Astrozerg very low, gonna get taken down by iDie here. Mashu hacked out on the point. Right now, kills being traded by both teams. Mashu still left on point. Going to get into a fight with the Zenyatta here. Zenyatta is extremely low. Spectre the last gasp on the point for Reckless Delta, but it's going to be Just Better Inc. holding on here with Potato not able to get the touch. And Just Better Inc. continues or takes this map, and they will move to a 2-1 score. You know, Dex, are we looking at a reverse sweep here?
We might be looking at a reverse sweep. That's one of the first times I've ever seen that play of the game intro just take over its own play of the game intro there. But the two Sombras here, yeah, we're seeing Spectre here highlight with the play of the game. I got to give Blue a lot of credit as well. The Sombras really made sure the other Wrecking Balls on the other team was just not having a good time there. And you're talking about a reverse sweep potentially here. And maybe, I'll say this, Just Better Inc. winning that map does keep them alive in the series. However, to reverse sweep, they now have to go into a map pick from Reckless Delta here. So Reckless Delta definitely going to pick a map that plays into their play style there. But from what we know about them, they like playing this ball comp. And we just saw Just Better Inc. have a very impressive ball comp there on Route 66.
Yes, Just Better Inc. right there. Really finally answering back. We've seen dominant ball tracer play so far from Reckless Delta. We finally see the ball tracer play come back here from Just Better Inc. Really strong play from them as they have now an opportunity to go to push to take the next map here and push this thing to that map 5. Reckless Delta right now staring again at that 4, at now looking to try to lock in that 3-1. And again, these are two teams, very, very tough position right now in their pools, trying to get moved up here to a really nice seed, moving into the playoffs, which are fast approaching here, only 2 weeks away. So for both these teams, this is a huge matchup to win. Doing so basically locks you in, almost guaranteed, into a top 8 seed. So this is a huge matchup for these teams. But Reckless Delta right now is in control on the score. Only needs to win one. Just Better Inc. Gonna have to run it back twice. We're going to dive right in, and we are going to go get ourselves some poutine. We're in Canada.
You have your passport ready to go, Yeti?
Funny story, my wife is currently in Toronto. So,
hey.
On a random note, she texted me a picture of her poutine that she had for dinner tonight. So, just saying, poutine, apparently you combine potatoes, cheese, and gravy, and it's tasty. Who would have thought?
Canadian delicacy right there.
It is.
But you immediately see the comps coming out here. At least we're being teased with right now. Just Better Inc. thinking they want to stick with that ball comp. It worked really well for them on Route 66. Reckless Delta, though, coming out on basically what they normally had on their ball cup, and Mashu, though, coming out on the Winston instead. I do like this pick, and it seems like Reckless Delta is fully expecting Just Better Inc. to come out on this ball comp. Same thing with Just Better Inc. They're probably expecting the ball comp as well. Let's see what happens, though, after a first fight here when they recognize that Reckless Delta is playing with a Winston.
It's a little bit of a different approach. We saw Mashu do this before, and then they switched back to the Wrecking Ball. So I'm curious to see if they actually stick with the Winston here, or if they get off the Winston here once they after a brief period of time. But it's gonna be Mashu now out on the Winston, try to apply pressure in a new and different way here. But Reckless Delta gonna get the bot moving right now, gonna get that first progression here on that point. But here goes Mashu getting very aggressive. This is the benefit of Winston. You can have absolutely continued pressure onto your back line, and that's what we're seeing right now for Mashu. They're going to force the recall out from iDie, and it's going to be iDie fleeing right now for their life, and Stingray taken down by Potato. That cart is moving right now for Reckless Delta.
Yeah, and look at Just Better Inc. right now. Already some swaps coming out. Essentially, 3 members. Blue going over to the Reaper. Stingray going over to Winston. Decrypt going over to the Kariko as well right now. So essentially, we have ourselves a mirror match right now. And Just Better Inc. thinks that they're the better team on this comp. However, they have to already come back from this deficit that Reckless Delta has already.
And we see Spectre in with the hack onto the onto the Lucio there. Lucio very low and dropped. Potato going to be taking down Blue as well. So Just Better Inc. already back on their heels there. Health pools all very low. Freddie Benson forced to recall in their duel here with the iDie. A duel we've seen all night, but it's going to be Freddie Benson coming out with the advantage here. And again, that cart's going to continue to move for Reckless Delta.
Yeah, and honestly, at this point, I don't see Just Better Inc. coming back out to contest this one before it gets to its first stopping point. So Reckless Delta will have this forward advantage here with the spawn. And look at it right now. They have the ultimates just to kind of play around with. Just Better Inc. really only has this pulse bomb right now. And there's a lot of stuff that can counter it on Reckless Delta.
Great EMP right there from Spectre. Gonna get a few from Just Better Inc., but Just Better Inc. gonna answer back on the backs of iDie here, taking down Potato with a great pulse bomb. Pulse bomb of his own from Freddie Benson, not able to connect with anybody here. iDie looking for a health pack. They find only a hacked one here, and they're trying to get out of there really quick as iDie, but they're going to get dropped. And here comes the continued assault right now from Reckless Delta, who is firmly in control here on New Queen Street.
Yeah, and look at Reckless Delta only used 2 ultimates in that fight. Freddie Benson already 50% up to another pulse bomb here. So, you know, they're about to have 4 ultimates ready to go here. Just Better Inc. starting to just get to some of their ultimates now. The Kasune Rush here going to start everything for them, though.
Yeah, a great Kasune Rush kicking it off here for Decrypt, getting the aggression going here for Just Better Inc. And that bot is going to get turned around here after Potato falls for Reckless Delta. Stingray keeping up the aggression right now. Sees Suzu in from AstraZerg trying to stay alive, but it does not matter. The relentless Winston aggression from Stingray there is going to cause a problem here, and that's going to be Spectre dropped as well. Great work right now from Just Better Inc. answering back.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to reset the spawns there, so that gives them a little bit of help here. But again, Reckless Delta didn't use any ultimates in that last fight. They're going to have 4 ultimates ready to go in this fight. Just Better Inc. really only going to have 3 here, so Just Better Inc. needs to somehow find a way to get an early pick, in my opinion.
And here we go, Blue right now with that Death Blossom in hand. They eat a hack, however, here. Grab a health pack, looking for another target to get in there with this Death Blossom. They're on the Winston, however, here, and not able to find any kills as we see both Winstons now Primal Rages. I'm sorry, Mashu has not used theirs yet. Primal Rage still in hand for Mashu here. They're taking a lot of shotgun shells to the head. We see the sound barrier now invested from Indigo. Just Better Inc. looking to take this fight. They desperately need to keep that cart moving right now, down 70 meters in the bank right now is Just Better Inc. But it's going to be Blue spinning to win with that Death Blossom, finding both Freddie Benson and AstraZerg. Stingray diving in as well, and that is a great push right now for Just Better Inc. answering back after Reckless Delta's great first push.
And can I just talk about how good Just Better Inc. played that entire team fight there? All the ultimates came out there from Reckless Delta. They did not lose anyone there. That's why this card push is still going for them right now. iDie does have this pulse bomb ready to go. You do see Spectre there with this EMP hanging out in the backline here. You're going to probably see the EMP come out. It finds 3.
Great EMP right there from Spectre, really slowing down Just Better Inc. here, finally getting the cart going the other direction. Mashu finding a couple here, and that's going to be Reckless Delta moving this thing forward and finally getting some cart progression back in their favor. Still in control of the lead here by a good margin.
Yeah, and honestly, Reckless Delta probably will be able to get the forward spawns back before we see Just Better Inc. fully come back into a team fight here. Just Better Inc. though will have a couple ultimates to play with. Reckless Delta will only have that pulse bomb, but a great initiator here from Blue.
Great job there from Blue setting that one up as they take down Mashu. No tank right now for Reckless Delta is going to send them running away. Stingray, however, running the Primal Rage, getting in hand here, trying to chase down Potato, who is hippity hopping away and going to be able to get out as Stingray runs for their life. And Blue is going to be taken down by Spectre there, which is a bit of an unexpected kill there for Reckless Delta. That could really stop Just Better Inc. from getting this cart going. But here comes the Kitsune Rush nonetheless. And here comes Stingray with another kill onto Potato, still investing in this despite Blue still on their way back from spawn. Pulse Bomb in from iDie, not going to connect with anything, but it doesn't matter. And despite being down in the fight, the aggression continued and it paid off.
Yeah, and we saw a lot on Route 66. The aggression coming out from Just Better Inc. really caught Reckless Delta off guard and kind of made them play a little bit differently. And it works here yet again. A lot, just keeping that pressure up there really got them that fight win. Gets them this first point. They do have forward spawns now. However, they are still down about 28 meters here. 28
meters here to go. To get back into this for Reckless Delta. They have a hack onto their main tank here. Here comes the Kitsune Rush now for Astrozerg, and Freddy Benson going to find Decrypt here, but Spectre going to fall as well. We're watching Astrozerg right now dealing with that Death Blossom for Blue, and Blue not able to find anything except the spawn room. Potato coming up with a couple of kills right now for Reckless Delta. This could go either way, but it looks to be turning back into the favor right now of Reckless Delta.
Yeah, Reckless Delta will get these forward spawns here for everyone. I believe Indigo just going to get it at the last moment there, so they can get back into this pretty quick. Blue swapping over to the Somber now as iDie frightens Freddy Benson out early.
Freddy Benson dropped right there from iDie. That's a big kill there. The minefield coming in nonetheless. The hack as well onto the Kiriko. Spectre very low, forced to translocate out of the fight, and the Astros are going to be the first to fall here, so Just Better Inc. They were down 85 meters to nothing to start here, but on the backs of some very well-calculated ultimate usage, they are very firmly back into this.
Yeah, and look at this right now. They're going to have 4 ultimates ready to go into this next fight. The EMP from Spectre, though, for Reckless Delta has to be big for them here. You see Blue here getting the hack onto Mashu. It's a huge hack for them.
Good hack, getting that one going here. We see them going back. Spectre now trying to get that health pack back in their favor here. We see Sound Barrier now invested from Indigo. We see a Sound Barrier or EMP in hand right now for Spectre, but they're not going to pop it. They get forced out almost immediately. Stingray going to grab the kill onto Astrozerg. And right now, Just Better Inc., despite, again, being down 85 meters, they are firmly back in this. But a huge EMP from Spectre is going to put both supports on the ropes right now for Just Better Inc. Freddy Benson finding the kill onto Blue, and here comes the kills right now for Reckless Delta. Indigo taken down, but Decrypt going to answer back with 2 kills of their own, 2 headshots with those kunais. And iDie right now trying to stay alive, just pop and recall, using every cooldown they possibly have to stay in this, and they will, and they take the lead, Dex.
They should have lost that team fight. That EMP from Spectre was huge, but Decrypt finding 2 incredible picks to keep their team in that one is the only reason right now that they're up to a 12-meter lead.
And a crazy turnaround here from Just Better Inc. to answer Reckless Delta here, and Mashu gonna find the kill. They don't have any. They only have. They don't have any ultimates quite yet. And Stingray gonna find a couple here, and Just Better gonna keep that ball rolling as that cart continues to progress for them. Minefield now in for Mashu onto the cart here, gonna send Just Better Inc. back for just a moment as Mashu is very low, gonna be forced out. So the fight really is continuing right now, Dex. There's no clear winner in this, but the cart finally moving back for Reckless Delta.
Yeah, and I will say this, Blue had that EMP ready to go there. They could have got rid of all those minefields that Mashu put down, and however, they're holding on to it. I think that was the smart play for them. Only 30 seconds left to go on this one. An EMP could end it and send us to a map 5.
Great play right now from Just Better Inc. They got down early, never stopped fighting back right now. 20 seconds left in this, and a huge ult advantage going into the next one. Staring at 3, going to be probably 4, maybe even a 5th ultimate here in this fight for Just Better Inc. They only got to win 1 to be able to close this thing out. Here comes the Kitsune Rush right now from Astrozerg. We see a Primal Rage now from Stingray to answer back, but it's going to be Spectre finding the first kill onto Indigo just before they get the Sound Barrier in hand. We see a Pulse Bomb in, not able to connect with anything, but it's going to be Reckless Delta going to take a fight here, and they will take control, but Spectre going to get taken down at the very end by Stingray, but that's the only person left right now for Just Better Inc. They're going to be sent back, and here we go now, Dex. It's a long walk, about 190 meters for Reckless Delta.
Yeah, but at the moment right now, Blue holding on that EMP is huge there. They didn't waste it in that last team fight that was already lost. Spectre, though, does have their EMP ready to go as well, and Mashu so close to another minefield here for them. Again, if I'm Blue, I'm expecting Mashu to be close to a minefield here and waiting for them to pop it so you can immediately get rid of it with their EMP.
Blue's EMP is going to be a huge one here. They get hacked! They get hacked out of it, I think! Oh my goodness, what a hack! From Spectre, getting Blue out of it and an EMP of their own, and that's going to send Just Better Inc. packing here in this fight, and Reckless Delta will continue the fight here and continue this push.
I though, able to find one here to keep Just Better Inc. in it.
That was so close right there. With Decrypt now picking up Spectre, Just Better Inc. now getting back into control all of a sudden. Mashu left on the point here, trying to fend off the attack. We see the minefield that's invested in as the Reaper now back in play here. Blue with the swap over to the Reaper. We see very low right now as Indigo going to get taken down there with that minefield. Mine's continuing to apply pressure. Here comes Blue back in on the Reaper with cooldowns in hand, ready to go to work here on that Wrecking Ball. Cart is still now continuing to stay in the favor of Reckless Delta, but two huge kills from Just Better Inc. But Freddie Benson finding Decrypt. Freddie Benson very low, whiffs the Pulse Bomb. They try to pick up that health pack, and they will. That mega health pack has been used so many times. That hack has been huge, and it's going to continue to save Reckless Delta as they will turn this around again, Dex.
They got the forward spawns now. Just Better Inc. All they need to do is win one team fight. They have about a 23-meter lead at the moment, but Just Better Inc. running out of time here. You can see how far it's away, and Blue falling here would be the worst-case scenario.
What a good play by Mashu, sensing and scouting out that Reaper there. They dive in, pile driver in now for Mashu, trying to set up Reckless Delta to get back in this. See Kitsune rush in, and Stingray is going to get dropped. No take now for Just Better Inc. Just Better Inc. goes 105 meters, 200 meters to go for Reckless Delta to get back into this, and they might just come back, but Potato is down. No support now in play. We see Kitsune rush in from Decrypt, but it's going to be Mashu finding iDive with that minefield. EMP, though, is huge.
Oh, my goodness.
Down, Freddie Benson taking down Blue. This still could go any direction. Sound Barrier in from Indigo. Stingray picking off Astrozerg. Stingray onto the Doomfist now, trying to get some picks. Here we go, Dexatron, the big Sound Barrier from Potato. This is far from over as Mashu takes down Decrypt. Here we go with Just Better Inc. trying to rally back after Reckless Delta with an insane, unlikely push, but it's going to be Just Better Inc. holding on. And here we go with the hack in. It's not over yet, Dex. What is happening? Astrozerg with the pick. I don't know what to do right now. Oh my God!
It's finally over!
Oh my God! What a crazy fight!
That might have been one of the best maps of Overwatch I've ever watched. And what just the plays we saw from Reckless Delta. The play, Spectre hacking out an EMP as they were popping it right there. I thought, oh my goodness, they're going to turn this around. They're going to end the series here and now. Just Better Inc., though, does just enough to keep themselves alive. Long contest after drawn out fight that took forever. They kept themselves alive, I think only by like a meter here to force a Mat 5.
I don't know what to say. My voice went out about midway through that last fight, and I just started screaming. That was insane. I mean, credit to Reckless Delta for almost coming back. I mean, I said they had to push it. You know, they had a difference. They had to push that cart over 200 meters to get back into this thing. And the fact that they almost did that is just crazy to begin with. That last fight could have gone any direction. Lasted about a minute and a half. That was wild. That was insane. And if you're Just Better Inc., you're down 2-0. You look sloppy off the start. And now all of a sudden, you get those 2 wins. You get those 2 map wins. Suddenly things start to look a little bit more favorable to you. And now you're staring at staring at Nepal here to come back and get that reverse sweep. A desperately needed one. For seeding purposes here in the playoffs, getting a very favorable first round matchup can be huge, and Just Better Inc. now has that opportunity to get it, Dex. What a great map there for Just Better Inc. to stay in this thing. My goodness, I have no words for what we just saw.
Man, can I say just how happy I am that you are the play-by-play here, because I would have been screaming too, and I would have gone a noise complaint from my next door neighbors who already aren't happy with me. But like, All I can say is, like, are you not entertained here right now? We saw two dominant maps from Reckless Delta. Route 66, Just Better Inc. looked as dominant as they had been. And then they came out on New Queen Street. And I believe both me and you, Yeti, were kind of just wondering, what happened to the team we saw on Route 66? But then they turned it around. They were able to win fights that they probably should have lost. We saw a couple incredible plays coming out there from Decrypt, from the DPS line, from, I'm forgetting the names of their players, but like, we just saw a lot of incredible plays come out, and it was all based off that aggression. And when they lost that aggression there towards the end, you really saw how it started to hurt their team a little bit. Reckless Delta, they found that aggression back because they needed to, and you saw them almost come back and end the series there. But a couple of incredible swaps coming out from Just Better Inc. Stingray going over to the Doomfist might have been probably one of the best swaps I've seen in a while from the tank position there, because they were able to do just enough to get everyone off the cart there. But you're coming out here on Nepal, and Reckless Delta coming out with a brawl comp for the first time, I believe.
This a new look from Reckless Delta here, but very common on Village to play this kind of composition, and it's going to be tough for Just Better Inc. to get in there and really initiate into this composition. And Astros are already finding the kill on the iDie here, and that's going to be a very strong, great first point take here for Reckless Delta.
Yeah, and having Freddie Benson just set up on point right now on this Symmetra, very, very scary thing in my opinion. You do not want them to have all those sim turrets set up on point. It makes the point just a living hell.
Absolutely. Great work there from Reckless Delta to take that first take. And we, again, Just Better sticking with this Wrecking Ball composition. We see Reckless Delta pushing out just a little bit, but you got to figure they're going to want to take as many of these fights on the point as possible. Freddie Benson got out on their own and almost paid the price with Blue on the hump there with that hack. They're going to manage to get back with their team here on the point, and this is exactly how you expect them to play here. They're going to play this tight, point-centric composition. And really, this is a good composition you got to figure to help rally back the mental after two tough map losses.
Yeah, and you see Stingray try to come in there, bowl some
Is that
people
a
out.
telly? Did they tell you to the high ground there? That's bold, but it paid off. Wow, what a great play there for Reckless Delta.
Yeah, Stingray, the only person to find someone yet for Just Better Inc. Nothing really going their way here at the moment, in my opinion. You might be thinking of potentially a comp swap here. You're so close to a minefield, an EMP, and a pulse bomb, but you know, already 53% and counting on this point right now. Just Better Inc. might have to make some tough decisions here soon.
Just Better Inc. is gonna have to make some changes here. You got to figure, but they're gonna stick with it right now. Not making any changes moving into this one, but Blue has the EMP. They're going to pop the EMP. It's a very, very good EMP. Potato gets dropped immediately. Symmetra wall, though, on the point for Freddie Benson. Going to try to stabilize this, but it just does not matter. That's a lot of ultimate. I mean, that felt like a lot of ultimates. It actually was only two for Just Better, and with Just Better going to take that point and going to get this thing moving, but 79% already on the board for Reckless Delta.
Yeah, but like I said, they only used two ultimates there. They still have this Pulse Bomb and Decrypt and Indigo. Still haven't really got their support ultimates yet, but they should get them here soon. Mashu, though, very close to this Shatter. Can be paired up with the High Noon from Spectre, so we might be seeing a quick team point or a point flip here.
We see Deadeye now from Spectre to try to keep applying pressure here. Pops the trigger, not able to connect with any, but Stingray very low, going to get forced out and dropped there by Astrozerg. However, Indigo raining in some damage from the outside here, putting in a ton of work, and they're going to go ahead and TP in. A really aggressive teleport and charge there, it looked like, from Reckless Delta, but they're going to pay the price for their aggression as they're going to lose that point. And, oh, Potato tried to get it with the sound barrier, and I got to question the logic on that, because I think it was still a 2v5, and that's just maybe not the idea there, Potato.
I don't think you noticed. Indigo would have been the only person hit by that Shatter, but they Transcendence right before that Shatter came out. That kept them alive. The Shatter found no one. The point flip back over into Just Better Inc.'s control. And look at the swaps coming out here from Reckless Delta. Mashu now going over to the Diva. I don't think we've seen him on the Diva yet tonight, so it's going to be really interesting. Now the Nano coming out on the Stingray.
Change over to the Diva here now for Mashu. Great sleep put in right there onto iDie, but Stingray right now keeping the pressure on. A couple of melee kills right now, and that's a third for Stingray on the backs of iDie as well. Mashu out of mech, just going to be left and staggered here by Stingray, but they're going to manage to get their mech back at the last possible second. They're going to rally back with their team. but we are sitting now at 75% counting. We are getting very close to that last fight situation here, Dex. It's anybody's ball game right now.
But look at what Just Better Inc. has. 3 ultimates right now. Reckless Delta, because of some swaps, don't really have a lot. Spectre falling early is not how you want to get stuff going here.
But a great EMP there from Blue. Going to find a couple of kills off the backs of that, with both Spectre and Potato being taken down. Point now flipped back for Just Better Inc. as they, again, working this Wrecking Ball composition, now have control. Very much, again, last fight type situation here for Reckless Delta. They did manage to get that flip, so managed to stay alive just a little bit longer here. But here comes now Freddie Benson. They have a Pulse Bomb almost in hand. You got to figure that's the key ultimate here that's going to be setting this one off. But a great minefield now from Stingray onto the point. Zenyatta now in, looking for that Pulse Bomb. Freddie Benson going to take down Indigo, misses the stick, but Indigo walks over the Pulse Bomb. See a lot of bombs on the point right now, a lot of mines that they're trying to navigate onto that point. But it looks like right now Reckless Delta is in a slight bit of favor. Astros are going to get taken down though, and we see the raid bosses in play here as Potato gets the nano boost, trying to keep the rest of their team afloat here, and they just barely get back on the point. Just better, almost C9s, and they will actually C9 in this case here. And it's going to be Reckless Delta now 1 point away from fending off that reverse sweep.
I was going to say it's very interesting to see the nano come out onto the brig there. I don't necessarily know if it really helped out with
raid boss
there.
Yeah,
Raid boss.
That's what it is. It's the raid boss. It's really hard to kill a nano brig. And yeah.
Okay, but coming now here to this point, and we're seeing almost a mirror match here. You know, Potato really the only one here denying it at the moment, sticking with that brig, but you're seeing everyone pretty much go back to what I would consider to be both these teams' best comps throughout the night.
Both teams right now doing a really good job on the Wrecking Ball here, and here we go again with IDI coming out initially on this Symmetra, but they're going to switch over to the Tracer. We have the mirror matchup again, well, mostly mirror matchup, with Reckless Delta preferring to go the Brig Ana route. Just Better Inc. going with the Ana and Zenyatta route. So a different approach from both teams here. Just Better a little bit more aggressive of a route here, with Reckless Delta a little bit more sustaining. We see the pile driver in from Stingray, going to eat a sleep and a biotic grenade, going to eat all the cooldowns. Reckless Delta needs a healer, and right now their supports are all gone. And there goes Astrozerg with the pressure from Stingray still on that backline, just being too great for Astrozerg and Potato to deal with.
Yeah, and this is why I really love seeing ball comps come out. I call them disruption comps, because they're supposed to come in and distract the team there. You saw Reckless Delta's both their supports pretty much distracted because of Stingray.
Oh, but Stingray going to fall here. Now no Wrecking Ball in play for Just Better Inc. Mass shoot was very low, but is going to manage to sneak away just in time. And Reckless Delta now in control of this point, and no tank back yet for Just Better Inc. to get back into this.
Yeah, Just Better Inc. though needs to try to get going here. They don't want to give too much of a lead here to Reckless Delta, but they want to still try to play the smart. Stingray, though, going to be very aggressive, but they will be punished for it.
And Stingray does go in, but he eats so many cooldowns, and he will not manage to escape this time. And it's going to be Reckless Delta continuing to pile up the point here, but it's going to be Blue now sitting on an EMP, and you got to be watching this cooldown here. It's a huge, or this ultimate here, so that's a huge one that could get Just Better Inc. back into this.
Yeah, but Spectre close to their EMP as well. Freddie Benson also close to their Pulse Bomb here. But all the ultimates right now pretty much even across the board when you look at them here. It's really just going to come to who uses them first. I think the EMP comes out and only finds Astro.
The EMP was good enough, though, to get Potato down as well. So Astro and Potato both down now for Reckless Delta. Freddie Benson gets the Pulse, though, out of both Pulse Bombs actually hitting for both teams there. And IDI right now locked into a duel with Spectre here, forced to recall away, with Spectre just basically hanging out on the... Yeah, I don't blame them there. Good call. But that being said, Stingray now trying to get in and get back and apply some pressure, but it looks like a soft reset now coming in from Just Better Inc.
Yeah, soft reset, though. You really can't be playing
Never mind.
Point 75% encounter right now for Reckless Delta. Just Better Inc., though, able to find these 2 picks. Should be just enough here to get enough pressure on and try to recap the point, but it seems like Stingray really wants to get rid of these supports.
You know, Stingray is doing the Wrecking Ball thing, staying aggressive, applying pressure to the back line. They've been doing a really good job of it all night. Just Better Inc. now finally back in control of the point, but it's going to be Spectre finishing off Blue. Spectre has been dominant right now in the mirror of Sombra, and we see the rally now coming in from Potato, so a ton of sustain right now for Reckless Delta on this point. It's going to be really tough for Just Better to push in profitably, and they already begin paying the price with Stingray getting a kill, or getting killed by Potato here. The hack coming in onto the Zenyatta. Spectre working on the Zenyatta here, not able to finish them off. But Reckless Delta right now is in control. We see the Transcendence used by Indigo just to push onto the point. And it's going to be a big EMP there from Blue, catching 3 of Reckless Delta. And Reckless Delta is going to fall here, and it looks like Just Better Inc. going to turn this thing around.
And they desperately needed to here, but you do see Mashu come back. They're going to try to maybe stall this out as long as they can. Eventually, though, they will be hacked and roll away. Just Better Inc., though, cannot lose another fight from here on out. And some swaps already coming out from them. Stingray going back to the Doomfist here, probably just to get back to point. But essentially, at this point, they're kind of stuck on this pick right now. They need to try to get as much value out of it as they possibly can. However, Spectre and Mashu coming back into this next engagement here with the EMP and the minefields about to be ready to go here. This could be a quick fight if Reckless Delta is able to find another pick.
You got to figure Reckless Delta is going to be trying to get these cool, or make these ultimates count. Could be their winning combination right here. Spectre going to get targeted out by Indigo, get kicked out of that one right there. However, here we go, continuing on right now for Reckless Delta. They get onto the point and they kick the overtime wick in. They still have EMP in hand. Does Spectre. Here comes the force back onto point. Indigo is going to be the first to fall, but here comes the kills for Just Better Inc. Spectre pops the EMP, but it does not show any significant effect, and it's just going to be Just Better Inc. taking back the point.
Again, this is 2 straight maps where Just Better Inc., in my opinion, going into a team fight, already losing 1 member, should have lost a team fight, but somehow they're able to get a couple quick picks in there, reflip the point. They forced out the EMP. Mashu used their minefield there as well. Freddie Benson, though, coming up on this pulse bomb, and the support ultimate's about to be ready for Reckless Delta as well. But Spectre with a huge kill there onto Blue, and Just Better Inc. looking like they might just give the point over to Reckless Delta. However, they are now contesting it.
And right now, Estras are going to get the kill on the Stingray, so now no tank for Just Better Inc., which means that it's going to be a lot tougher for Just Better Inc. to get on the point and keep it contested. Overtime wick is ticking as Indigo gets taken down. Another point touch gets put into play here. Stingray getting back in with this Meteor Strike, and it's going to be a great punch on the Potato to slow down and get rid of some of those, get some of that healing presence. But look at the kills coming in, and it's going to be Freddie Benson in the kill feed, and it's going to be Reckless Delta. They face the reverse sweep coming back from Just Better, but they answer back and say no. Delta hanging on here, taking the 3-2 win in a fantastic feature match.
Yeah, fantastic might be short selling it here. I don't know what's a better word for fantastic, but this was a match here tonight that, you know, like I said, probably one of the more entertaining matches I've ever been a part of here at Tranquility. Went all 5 maps, and hell, New Queen Street, that in itself, you could say, was a series, just with how insane it was there. But Reckless Delta, like you said, they went up 2-0, faced the reverse sweep, and eventually came out in 2 points on Nepal. But again, I think they got very lucky with the fact that the last map is a control map, because they were very dominant on Lijiang Tower. They go to Nepal, not as dominant as they were on Lijiang Tower, but still, it really seemed like Just Better Inc. really could never find a good response to them, especially after they got onto a much better Wrecking Ball map, in my opinion.
Right. I would 100% agree with you there, as I just get notification on my phone that we are under a tornado warning. So, I'll have to deal with that in a second here. But nonetheless, great matchup. I'm actually going to unfortunately close it out here because I need to get my kids and get into shelter. So for Dex and Cry and everybody here at Tranquility, fantastic cast all around. Congratulations, Reckless Delta, and everybody have a great night.